Greetings from Spreadsheet Central. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the task commonly found on the Excel certification exam that you might be studying for that isn't found on some of the certification review videos that I've seen out there and mentioned out on our student help forum. This semester, that help forum is Yellowdig, but in future semesters, it may be something else, so don't hold me to that. Okay, here we go. So data isn't always stored or transferred in Excel files or databases. Sometimes it's sent around between people or organizations in a text file where the data is separated by commas. These files are typically stored in CSV files or comma-separated values. If you open up File Explorer in Windows here, you'll see that it looks like the file here called text data. It looks like an Excel file. But if you notice out here, if you look at the details, it says comma separated values. If you set the app to show you the file name extensions, you'll actually see that it ends in CSV. So if you come over here and click right there, this is the way that I always leave my machine, but I'm a control freak. Then again, you probably knew that already. Windows machines and Mac, for that matter, with Excel installed on them, automatically recognize a CSV file as data, and if you double click on it, it'll open in Excel. Yay, isn't that awesome? If I close it though, without saving it as an Excel file, it's still a CSV file. So if I come up here and do File, Save As, it's not an Excel file until I click right there and make it an Excel file. Let's look at this file in Notepad instead of Excel to see what it looks like. So let me close this. If I right-click on it and say Open with Notepad, it looks like we've got the first and last names, age 29 for Ken, yeah right, I wish, height for me, Deb, and Zeus, with all the data separated by commas. Maybe that's why it's called a comma-separated values file. Nah, that'd just be silly. Notice here that the first row is blank, though. They may or may not do this to you on the certification exam, but I'll show you how to handle it just in case. First, let me go back into the File Explorer. Let me close it and go back into the File Explorer and change the extension on this file to .txt to make it a text file like it probably will be on the exam. Hit OK. Am I sure I want to change the extension? Yes. By changing the extension, we aren't changing the content of the file in any way, but it's now recognized by Windows or your Mac as a text file instead of a CSV file. So Excel won't automatically open it if we double click on it. It'll just open up in Notepad. In order to get it into Excel, we have to manually import this data. So let's look at an Excel spreadsheet / project that may be something similar to what you run into on your Excel certification exam. Task 1, import the data from the text file called textfile.txt that we've been looking at, located in the Documents folder into cell A1. Make sure that the table uses the column headers from the first row of data. So go to Data and click on either Get Data from File, and there's from Text CSV, or if you have this little icon here, you can just click on it directly. This window will pop up and it will usually take you to the exact directory where the data file is. Or maybe you might have to click over on the Documents folder or something, but it's really easy to find. They don't make you go hunting for it. Once you import it, it'll see we got that opening row there that's empty, and our column headers are called column 1, column 2, 3, 4, 5. That's no good. Now you'll be tempted to click on this load button or load as, but don't do it. Instead, hit the transform data and this screen will pop up. And now we can use these tools up top to manipulate and import the data we want. So we've got to get rid of that empty row, so hit remove blank rows and that's gone. And then click on this column, column 5. If you have it, you may not. But if you have it, remove column. There, now we've got the 4 rows, but our column headers are still column 1, 2, 3, and 4. So to fix that, all you have to do is click on this little icon here, use first row as headers. And there we've got it all. That's all you've got to do. So click here, close and load, and we'll bring all that data into a new sheet. All right, so task 1 is done. I'll just highlight that and mark it green as done. In your exam, you would probably just check the box for that task and move on to the next one. So now we insert a totals row into the table and find the average. So if you click on table design and then click on the totals row, you'll automatically get a new totals row. By default, it totals up the column on the far right. We'll fix that in a minute. But here for the age, here's a whole bunch of different aggregation values, and we want the average, so click on that. You may be asked here to change the table style to something like blue table style medium 9 or something. If so, click on this drop down and hold your mouse over the different ones, and if you hold your mouse over there for a second, it'll tell you which one it is. Pick the one you need and move on. Task 3 says to delete any other totals that were automatically generated, so we'll click on that and hit none. And then task 4, convert the data created by this data import into a range of data and leave it the formatting as it is. So if you come up and click table design, and right over here is convert to a range, and it says, are you sure? Because the table will go away. I say, okay. And that is it. Ta-da! Go forth and conquer, kick butt on the Excel certification exam, and we'll see you in the next video.